everybody, to Live Interactive English. This is Shane.
And this is Karen. That is Super Mario, isn't it? Today we're looking at a lesson called The Origins of Nintendo. So I'm guessing that we'll be talking about video games.
That's right. Is that I can tell that you're not a gamer. By the way, you go.
This is not how you do it? No? Okay, fine. Okay, you are right. I am not a gamer.
I'm not a gamer either.
Really?
I haven't really played video games since like the original Nintendo. Like back when you were playing like Super Mario Brothers, like when that was like really first out, is when I played it.
So maybe that was like 20 or 30 years ago? No, 30 or 40.
It was like...
I don't remember.
It was like over 30 years ago that I really played video games. And I see kids playing video games now and adults playing video games now, and I have no idea what is going on. They're so complicated now.
I have to admit, I feel exactly the same way. And then I think there's so many new games nowadays. Because back then, you know, like Super Mario was like the big one.
There was just a few. Like there was like, you know, maybe a couple of consoles. And there was like, you know, I mean, there just wasn't really, like now it's everywhere. You can play it online, you can play everywhere, and they're very realistic and very complex and complete total worlds and different like, you know, stories. It's crazy now.
I know, and maybe we should start playing video games.
I don't know. I'm afraid I'll waste all my time.
That's true.
I don't trust myself. All right, let's get into today's lesson.
Today, Nintendo is one of the most successful video game companies in the world. Characters from Nintendo games such as Mario, Donkey Kong, and Link are known the world over. Since the company entered the video game market in the mid-1970s, it has sold over 5.5 billion video games and over 800 million consoles. But Nintendo didn't always make video games.
So today we are looking at a lesson called The Origins of Nintendo. So basically it means how it got started in the first place, right?
Right, and that was like the time I was growing up, when I was a kid, is like when Nintendo took off.
Which means it was many, 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 many years ago.
Exactly, because I am really old. Okay,
Not that old.
Let's get into today's lesson.
Okay.
Today, Nintendo is one of the most successful video game companies in the world. Absolutely, right? I mean, they like started it all. And they continue to really do very well in the game industry, the video game industry. Yeah. Characters from Nintendo games such as Mario, Donkey Kong, and Link are known the world over.
Wow, and you know those characters too, right? Mario, Donkey Kong, and Link, right?
Actually, I don't know who Link is.
Actually, I don't know Link either.
Okay, good. When I say the world over, here it's like saying all over the world. You could say the world over. We have a vocabulary word, company, which is a noun, and it's a business organization that makes money by producing or selling goods or services. So for example, Apple is one of the biggest companies in the world.
That's right.
And Nintendo is a very huge company as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So when you say Nintendo is a successful company, that means they are making a lot of money, right?
Typically, that's what it means. Right.
And we're also looking at this word here, character, and that is a noun. So a character is a person in a story, movie, video game, etc. Sometimes like a human or a fantasy character, a mythical character, or even an animal. So for example, if you're reading the story of the Little Red Riding Hood, then the characters in the story would be the Little Red Riding Hood, Grandma, and the Big Bad Wolf.
Oh, scary.
That's right. And for example, you can also say, I am reading a book that has many interesting characters.
You're a character.
I am quite a character.
If you say somebody is a character, you kind of mean they have like a interesting or maybe a little bit weird of a personality.
Unique personality.
Yeah, we'll call it unique. She's a character.
I stand out. Okay, let's continue. Since the company entered the video game market in the mid-1970s, it has sold over 5.5 billion video games and over 800 million consoles. Wow! But Nintendo didn't always make video games. Wow, so they didn't start the company by making video games, right?
They didn't always make video games. So what's a console?
Well, console, that is a noun. That's an electronic system that connects to a display, such as a television set, and is used primarily to play video games.
So other consoles would be like Xbox.
That's right.
Or PlayStation, something like that. We have a vocabulary word, billion. Billion is a noun, and a billion is 1,000 million is a billion.
That's right.
Right? So, for example...
9 zeros.
Yeah, a lot of zeros. For example, you could say more than 1 billion people live in India.
Ooh, huge population.
Yeah. So you can mention when they have sold billions of games, right? Like billions. Like when you talk about millions, did you know that like 1 million seconds is something like 11 days or something like that. But 1 billion seconds is like 33 years. Like that's how big of a difference there is between it. There might be those exact numbers, but just to give you some idea, the difference between 1 million and 1 billion is huge. And if we're talking about they sold over 5.5 billion video games, that's insane.
That is true. And you know that it's so popular, right? Because so many people are in love with video games. I mean, not us, but a lot of people, they love playing video games and they could play for hours and hours and hours.
Right. Okay, why don't we take a short break and maybe play a video game?
Okay.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文是要介绍任天堂的起源。任天堂是世界上最成功的电玩公司之一。它游戏里面的角色像是马里欧啊、东奇刚还有林克都举世闻名。从这家公司在1970年代中期进入电玩市场以来，它已经销售出超过55亿份的电玩游戏，还有超过8亿台的游戏主机耶。不过其实任天堂并非一直都是在制作电玩游戏，我们待会再继续来介绍。那先看单字 company 就是公司，那么 character 它可以指角色，可能像是小说、戏剧、电影等等的角色人物。Shane 老师刚刚对 Karen 老师说You are a character。这时候这个 character 是指说具有某一特点的人，或者是与众不同的人，也许是奇特的、有趣的、好玩的等等。好，再看到 billion 它表示10亿。那刚刚讲到售出55亿份电玩游戏时 ，Shane 老师他说了一句 That's insane。那么 insane 是拼作 insane，它是形容疯狂的，那也可以形容精神失常的。
这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。这边我们来学习现在完成式搭配 since 或是 for 的用法。现在完成式 have 加上 pp， 用来表示动作或状态到目前为止已经持续或存在一段时间，那常常会搭配 since 或是 for 来使用。我们来看看它的用法。我们可以用 have 加上过去分词 pp， 再加上 since 后面接过去式的子句。那这后面的部分也可以用 since 加上过去的时间点，或者是可以用 for 加上一段时间。我们这边造3个例句。They have known each other since they were in kindergarten. 他们从幼稚园时就认识彼此了。They have known each other since childhood. 他们从小就认识彼此了。或者是 They have known each other for a long time. 他们认识彼此很久了。好，那接回到课文中。
The company has been around for well over a century. It was founded in 1889 in Kyoto, Japan. At first, it sold Japanese-style playing cards. For many decades, Nintendo cards were widely used in Yakuza-run illegal gambling halls. Nintendo began to look like the company that we know today when, in 1959, it teamed up with Disney to make playing cards that featured Disney characters. As a result, Nintendo began selling its cards to children. Then, it moved on to making board games. Next, it produced toys. And after that, Nintendo started to create video games. The rest, as they say, is history.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
So before the break, we were looking at one of the most successful video game companies in the world.
Of all time.
That's right, Nintendo, right? Yeah. And we know that a lot of famous characters from their video games, such as Super Mario and Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah.
And then it has been really, really successful, and it started in the mid-1970s, right?
Yes, but it didn't start out as a video game company.
So they started out selling other things?
Yeah. So let's look at a little bit of the history.
Okay.
Okay? All right. The company has been around for well over a century.
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Well,
over a century?
A century means 100 years.
100 years?
It's been around for well over 100 years. It was founded in 1889.
Wow.
In Kyoto, Japan.
That's crazy. What? I didn't know that it has been around for such a long time.
That's insane.
At first, it sold Japanese-style playing cards. For many decades, Nintendo cards were widely used in Yakuza-run illegal gambling halls.
Right, so Yakuza is kind of like the heidao, like gangsters and stuff like that, right?
Okay. And we're looking at this word here, decade.
We had century before, which is 100 years. What's a decade?
Right. Century means 100 years. A decade, that is a noun. A decade is a period of 10 years. That's right. Okay, so for example, I could say my parents have been married for over 3 decades. If 1 decade is 10 years, so over 3 decades. How many years is that?
Over 30 years.
That's right. You're very good at math.
I've been married for over 2 decades.
Over 2 decades?
That's right.
Wow, that means over 20 years. Happily married.
Happily married. We have another vocabulary word, gambling. Oh. Gambling is a noun. Why do you say ooh?
Because it's not a good thing to do. We shouldn't gamble.
Yeah, it's usually not thought of as a very good thing to do. But what is it? It's the activity of playing games of chance for money and of like betting on horses. Things like that.
Going to the casino.
Going to a casino, right. So for example, my friend has a serious gambling problem.
Oh no, maybe he's addicted to gambling. He always has to gamble, right?
Yeah, gambling can get people in serious trouble.
You ruin your life. You lose
all
everything.
Your money, your home, your family. It's dangerous.
That's right. Okay, let's continue. Nintendo began to look like the company that we know today when in 1959, it teamed up with Disney to make playing cards that featured Disney characters. That is a very, very smart move, I have to say.
I think pairing up or teaming up with Disney is a smart move for anyone to make because Disney is very successful.
Exactly, but teaming up with Disney meaning that they're working together. So you can use their characters. And if you have a video game with Disney characters or you have any products that has Disney characters, people are more willing to buy.
And it's a huge change. They went from the Yakuza to Disney.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. As a result, Nintendo began selling its cards to children. So it went from more like adults gambling and now start selling it to children. Not
like
for gambling,
positive image now,
yeah.
right?
Then it moved on to making board games.
Ooh.
Next, it produced toys.
Okay.
And after that, Nintendo started to create video games. So they kind of like really made like a progression, right? Until finally it was video games, which is what they're most well known for now. Continuing, the rest, as they say, is history. Wow, interesting. So we have a what do you think question. Why do you think Nintendo games are so popular?
Well, I would have to say that the characters in the games are really attractive, right? They're cute.
They're very Disney-esque.
Yes,
Well,
that's
aren't they?
right.
Yeah.
And I think these characters really attract people's attention. And you think, oh, they're cute, they're very unique, and I really want to play the games, right?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think what really sets Nintendo apart, their games, their characters are just they're kind of unforgettable and always very cute.
Exactly.
So, okay, well, that's all the time we have for Nintendo. Hopefully you learned a lot. I know I did. I can't believe they've been around since the 19th century. That's insane.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
任天堂这间公司已经成立了超过1个世纪了。它在1889年创立于日本京都。那起初它是在卖这个日式的纸牌，有好几十年，他们的纸牌被广泛用在黑道经营的非法赌场里面。后来在1959年，任天堂跟迪士尼合作，制造以迪士尼角色为主题的纸牌，它才开始看起来像我们今天所知道的公司。那结果呢，任天堂就开始把纸牌卖给儿童，然后接着开始制作桌游啊，生产玩具，创造电玩游戏。那后来的事大家都知道了。我们学一下这个句子很好用 ，The rest is history， 就表示剩下的事情人尽皆知，后来的情况大家都知道了。好，另外 Shane 老师他刚刚有用到 Disney-esque 这个字，在 Disney 后面加上 esque 这个字尾，它可以表达迪士尼风格的。那这个字尾就表示什么什么风格的。再来看到课文单字 decade， 它表示10年。我们文中它用到 many decades， 就是指好几十年、数十年。再来 gambling， 它表示赌博，那它常常会摆在另外一个名词前面修饰，像文中用到 gambling hall， 就是赌场。老师说的 casino 也是指赌场，它是拼作 C-A-S-I-N-O casino。好，这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 look like 这是表达看起来像什么什么，后面可以接名词或者是子句。那其中的 look 在这边是当连缀动词，表示看起来怎么样怎么样。我们造2个例句。第一个例句是 The hotel looks like a medieval castle。那间饭店看起来像中世纪的城堡。那第二个例句，我们看看是 What happened? You look like you've seen a ghost。发生什么事啦？你看起来像见到鬼一样诶。好，那第二个重点是 as a result， 它表示结果，因此是副词片语，用来带出结果。我们可以把它放在句首、句中或者是句尾。例如 Eric overslept this morning.
As a result, he missed his train. Eric 今天早上睡过头，结果错过火车了。好，那以上的今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Today, Nintendo is one of the most successful video game companies in the world. Characters from Nintendo games such as Mario, Donkey Kong, and Link are known the world over. Since the company entered the video game market in the mid-1970s, it has sold over 5.5 billion video games and over 800 million consoles. But Nintendo didn't always make video games. The company has been around for well over a century. It was founded in 1889 in Kyoto, Japan. At first, it sold Japanese-style playing cards. For many decades, Nintendo cards were widely used in Yakuza-run illegal gambling halls. Nintendo began to look like the company that we know today when, in 1959, it teamed up with Disney to make playing cards that featured Disney characters. As a result, Nintendo began selling its cards to children. Then, it moved on to making board games. Next, it produced toys. And after that, Nintendo started to create video games. The rest, as they say, is history.
Hey, what are you watching?
Oh, this dance group is absolutely amazing.
Wow, their moves are so synchronized and professional. They totally slay it.
Nobody killed anybody. What are you talking about?
No, Shane. Here, slay means that they did an excellent job. It's a slang term to compliment someone's performance or outfit. Look at that. I can't believe they just did
Slayed it. He slayed it, right? He slayed it?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about the term slay.
Yes, and it doesn't always mean to kill something.
Exactly. In modern slang, slay means to amuse or greatly impress. It is often used to praise a person's look or performance.
It's like saying someone is doing awesome. For example, she slayed that presentation at the meeting today.
Or you might say, he is slaying in that outfit when you see someone looking particularly fashionable or stylish.
Exactly. Whether it's an activity, a look, or a performance, saying someone is slaying is a high compliment.
So, to all our viewers out there, next time you see someone doing something amazing, don't hesitate to tell them they're slaying.
Right, and that's all for today.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.